Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to the Divine Dojo. My name is Gabriela and I'm here to do your new moon in Scorpio reading for the week of the 18th. Well, I'm reading it on the 18th. So let's just say the 18th through the 24th. I am back. I'm happy to be back. I am happy. I took a very long hiatus, but I'm happy to be back with you guys. So let's go through what's going on in the aspects real quick in the astrology today. And this whole week kind of is a grand water trine. Sun is in Scorpio. Today, Mercury moved back into Scorpio. It is retrograde. Jupiter is in Cancer, retrograde. Neptune is in Pisces. I believe retrograde as well. So, is it? Yeah, Neptune is in Pisces retrograde. So what is that telling us? It's telling us to let it flow, let things flow. This is a good time for a lot of like emotional healing, a lot of clearing that you can do for yourself in the areas of your emotions, you know, the deep-seated traumatic childhood stuff that, you know, can be cleared away and be let go of. It's a very soulful time as well. So it's a good time to like meditate, visualize, engage in any healing arts, healing work, creative work, shadow work, especially right now with Lilith in Scorpio. That's that divine dark feminine. So tapping into your shadows would be good too, and working with that energy to clear things out. Also, a lot of things are in a retrograde. A lot of planets are in a retrograde. So it's a good time to do all the reimagine, reinvent, reinvest, redo, recalibrate, you know, all of the re's. Because when, you know, that many planets are in retrograde, it's asking us to slow down and go within. So on tomorrow, Wednesday, we have the new moon in Scorpios at 28 degrees. So all of the fixed signs will be affected more prominently than like say like you, like the fire sign, but you know the energy is still strong. So Leo, Taurus and Aquarius, you know, will be feeling that full moon, or in anything that you have 28 degrees of Scorpios or in any house. So look into your chart and see if there's anything like that happening for you. It's a very powerful new moon. It's not your typical happy-go-lucky new moon. Set your intentions. Yes, set your intentions, but it can be kind of emotional, chaotic, intense, especially, you know, in Scorpio, especially with the, you know, all of the other aspects surrounding it. So being that it's in Scorpio, just be mindful of that dark, you know, feminine, whether you're male or female, of that like Scorpio stinger coming out, lashing out, you know, be mindful of your emotions, get grounded for sure. And, you know, obviously it can be emotional overload. So don't let, you know, use that energy in a positive way. Yeah, I mean, this is just opening the deck, and I got the 10 of Pentacles, Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. So, yeah, it's definitely time for endings, time to transform, time to change, especially with Uranus in our opposite sign, in the opposite, not our opposite, because you're Sagittarius, but in the opposite sign of Scorpio. You know, things can kind of be a little chaotic. So, not your typical new moon. It's hitting me a lot because I am a 27 degree sun sign Scorpio, sun Scorpio. So, anything within 25 to 30 degrees in Scorpio is, if you have anything like that, it's going to affect you for sure. But more so the fixed signs. All right, Saggies, how you been? It's been a long time. I've missed you guys. I've missed being here. I just really had to recalibrate myself and get back into feeling motivated to do these readings again. And I'm trying to keep them short, but man, I can't. It's hard. So first thing popping out is Leo. It is a Leo energy. It's the Seven of Wands. So protect yourself. This week could be challenging. People can be challenging. People might have their stingers up. People might come at you. Or you might be coming at people. Just be careful and be wary of that, because you don't want to say something that you will regret. Do something that you will regret later, and vice versa. Somebody might say or do something that they might regret, and something that you won't be able to move on from. So, let's see what else comes out. All right, Spirit, what else you got going on for Sagittarius? Seven of Pentacles. Putting in some hard work, diligent work. Yeah, there's that arguing energy. Be careful of arguments this week. Be careful of arguments. We're still not in your season yet. We still have until Monday, I believe. But, be careful. There might be some, like I said, there might be some people coming at you, or you're coming at them. And, there's going to be some combative energy. You did get 2 sevens. There might be some disagreements, so just be careful of, not saying or doing something that you will regret later on down the line. Yeah. Feeling like a heavy energy. I'm feeling like this Scorpio season or something, maybe because your season's coming up, like there's some like heaviness towards it. The Hierophant, this has come out in a couple of the readings. Yeah, I think it's about, this week is about like forgiving, being in that fairness, forgiving type of energy, and not being in this, combative energy. Maybe there is some competition out there. Maybe you've been putting in work for something that you're trying to get, and there is some job or opportunity that there is like competition for. What is this about, Spirit? It's about work. Okay, what came out? Temperance. Temperance, 8 of Swords, Knight of Wands. Yeah, try and stay in balance this week. This is telling me, try and stay in balance. There's going to be some testy energy around you, testy peoples, testy situations, things that can trigger you. Try and stay in a balanced and patient and compassionate type of energy. Obviously, put up boundaries and where they're needed and stuff like that, but be discerning of like what you should respond to and what doesn't need your response or anything like that. Because this is like and maybe this is weighing heavy on you, and it's giving you like a lot of anxiety, because there's a lot of like mental energy, trapped energy. And I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted. There's like a U-Haul parked in front. This person thinks that they're in prison when they're not. It's all mental, right? So try and stay out of like, this if something does trigger you, try and stay out of the mental realms, and get more into your body, right? And try and redirect that energy into more of a positive light and turn it into, you know, try and transform it and transmute it into a positive thing, or redirect it and maybe into working out or a passion or a creative endeavor, instead of, you know, letting it get to you. What is this about, Spirit? It's about work. A King of Cups, but it was reverse. Yeah, maybe there's somebody coming in, you know, with some like manipulative tactics or manipulating energy, maybe a narcissistic energy. This is the Pisces Aquarius energy. You know, just be careful of that. Yeah, there's a person or a situation or situations that are going to be trying to trigger you this week. Just, you know, and then you got the Four of Pentacles. Self-protection, and maybe it's making you self-protect and, you know, get into your head and have negative thoughts. Don't let that happen. You know, stay out of those negative thoughts, especially, you know, with this new moon in Scorpio, with all of these energies being retrograde. Don't let this stuff get into your head. You know, remember who you are. Remember your boundaries. Remember, you have control of your emotions. Yes, obviously feel your emotions, let them, you know, feel them, move through them, and then let it go as best as you can. What is the advice here? Because I do feel there's somebody or something triggering you this week. The advice. Yeah, you got the King of Swords reverse. Yeah, you want to try not to be overly emotional this week, or like be influenced or be manipulated. Maybe there's somebody coming in, you know, that's trying to, you know, get their way with you and something like that. So just maybe they're being, yeah, emotionally manipulative. Be careful. Just be careful of that. Why is this here? What is... Oh, that was the King of Swords. That was the Queen of Swords, sorry. And then the King of Swords. So yeah. Be careful, you know, this is, you know, the counterpart, this male-female energies, you know, maybe battling, maybe fighting, maybe arguing. Be careful, again, not to get overly emotional and saying something that you, or doing something that you will regret, that will get you into trouble later, or that you will regret or have to apologize or pay for or do something for, because these two kings, in their highest vibration, they are, you know, they're direct, they're forthcoming, they're, you know, no bullshit type of people, for sure. But, you know, they can definitely be cutting, they can be emotionally manipulative, they can, you know, hurt each other with these swords. So if it's somebody, if it's like a partner or, you know, multiple people arguing and fighting, just be careful with that, you know, because this is some intense energy and some arguments can ensue. Huh, interesting. Oh, what is the advice? Why is this happening? There's a lot going on outside. Why is this happening? Okay, Saggies. Yeah, maybe it's something that you have been holding in for a long time, something that you've been torturing yourself with, you know, mentally, thinking over and over and over and over and over, and this might not resonate for all Sagittarius, but something or someone, or you know, you've been thinking about over and over and over, just going over it in your head over and over, and it's time to just cut the shit and let all this anguish go, right? And releasing it, because once you do, you know, you have the Wheel of Fortune upright. So it's time to change. It's the wheel is churning, and it's turning for your benefit. And maybe, you know, maybe you do need to say what you do need to say, but just remember, do it with tact, do it with integrity, do it with honor. Come to it from a way, from your perspective, and not just to hurt the person, right? Because I think once you let all of this go, this inner conflict or outer conflict, it might be as well, or other people, you know, now is the perfect time to let go of people, places, things that don't serve you or no longer align. And maybe it's you finally like realizing like, shit, I need to stop torturing myself with this bullshit, and I need to say what I gotta say and move on, and say it in a compassionate, integral, with integrity, with honor, and you know, not to hurt, but just to like say my piece and move on, so I can move on to something different, better for myself. What's the outcome here? Thank you. Yeah, because there's happier times ahead. There's, you know, more cohesive energies that you can be dealing with in the future. You know, once you put all this behind you this week, you know, and maybe it's just for this week, you know, that something will shift once you put it all behind you. Or maybe this is an overall energy that you have been holding on to for a long time. Or maybe it's just happening for this week. Everybody, it's a collective, you know, it's a collective Sag reading, so it's going to resonate differently for everybody. But, you know, once you let go of all of that stuff, the wheel turns, and you're looking, you know, you look forward to more, happier times, you know, community, it's, you know, more harmonious people, more things to be happy for and to be joyous for, and to celebrate. And you do have birthdays coming up, right? So you want to be more in that celebratory energy instead of, you know, in this turmoil here of arguing, fighting, or torturing yourself and being in your head over something. So, yeah, I like that. I like that. All right. Perfect. I'm going to pull a Wisdom of the Oracle card. All right. How can we help Saggies for this week, or for this, whatever this is going on? Spirit. It's so interesting. Thank you. Yeah, it's time to get more into this yin energy, and that's more of that feminine energy, that softer energy. All this, like, you know, not that all of this is masculine, but, you know, there is that, like, a lot of this fire energy, right, going on here. And, you know, it just leads to a lot of arguing and fire and intensity. And, you know, you want to get more into this feminine energy, whether male or female, doesn't matter, and start co-creating and envisioning what, for your birthday season, what you want in your future, what you want this wheel to turn in your favor for, so you can be more in this celebratory type of energy, and with people who resonate more and who aren't arguing, and who celebrate you, and are more aligned, right? Interesting. By the book. Oh, we'll let it go. By the book. That to me is just instinctively, to me, it's saying like you've been going by like the rules and all of that, and like doing things by the book. And I think it's time to change that. I think it's time to step into your power, into your energy, and co-create to have this wheel change into your favor, so you can move on into this more harmonious, joyful, peaceful, celebratory type of energy, you know? What else do you have? Interesting. By the book. Unfinished symphony. Maybe this is with a certain person. This has been going, this situation has given you, that has been giving you turmoil, is unfinished. Or maybe it's in with you. You need to finish it. You need to release these emotions and these things and these heartbreak and this heartache and or whatever, this mental energy within yourself, so you can move on and finish this symphony, so you can wrap it up and have the wheel turn. That's more of the vibe I'm getting. All right, so let's pull an Angel Answers card. All right, Spirit, what else do you have to... Yeah, because then you'll go to more success, right? The wheel is going to turn in your favor. You are going to have success, but it's all about clearing out this mental stuff. And within the next few weeks, which is like obviously your birthday season's coming up. So yeah, it's time to let go of that stuff. Recovery, yeah, you need to... Recovery is like reminding me of this yin energy, right? And also this unfinished symphony. Finish what you need to finish. Release what you need to release. Let go of what you need to let go of. Say what you have to say, and then move on, recover, and you're going to have success, whether it's within a few weeks or not. But maybe in this particular situation, you will have success, or whatever it is. You know, again, it's a collective for you guys, so it's not all going to be the same. And then it says a year from now. Yeah, and a year from now, your life can look totally different. So I believe that. Because the Wheel of Fortune is there, and it can, your life can be so dramatically different from now and then, you know, your next birthday season. You know, we all go through different times, you know, depending if you're, sometimes it's a milestone birthday that's coming up, right? And like you really, that's when you really start shifting things, like it's 30, it's 40, it's 50, you know, whatever, however old you are, whatever age, you know, but those big milestone birthdays are the ones that really like, okay, what do I need to give up? What do I need to release? What do I need to change, right? What do I have to say? How can I move forward? Where do I want my life to head to? Yeah, and you're definitely going to need some grounding, especially with all this mental shit that's going on, right? It says grounding. It says you're being asked to ground yourself. You've been spending too much time in your head. What did I say? I haven't even read this card ever. And it's time to pay attention to your body and to the earth. Go outside and plant your feet on the ground and enjoy the centering feeling this brings. Spirit doesn't lie. Wisdom. It says, you've been here before and you know what to do, yet you fear disappointing others. The wise choice may not be the popular choice, but choose for the highest good in this situation. Again, yes, maybe there is arguing, maybe there is somebody's jabbing you, or you're, you know, or you want to, you know, like jab at them or whatever, you know, and try to come out at things with integrity, compassion, state what you have to state, and then, you know, and then move on. However that person takes it, it's up to them, you know, that's their choice. But how you take it is your choice. How you deliver it is your choice. Yeah, it says take the high road. See, there's something that you're just, you know, you don't want to argue just to argue because somebody's trying to like get your goat, you know? It says take the high road. You're in an impasse with a relationship or a situation. It's now time to think bigger, release desired outcomes, and take the most positive course of action. Yes, because once you do take a positive course of action, instead of all this arguing and fighting and being in your head and all of that, then, you know, the wheel turns, and it turns in your favor, right? Because you did the right thing. You didn't, you know, lower yourself to their level. And, you know, you didn't hurt just to hurt because you could, you know. Perfect. Let's get a angel number card and we'll call it a day. All right, Spirit, what you got for my beautiful Saggies out there? Thank you. 0110, belief system. Authenticity, destiny, inspiration, talents, gifts, self-appreciation, gratitude, and purpose. You are blessed with unique talent skills that set you apart. Embrace what makes you different. Exactly. Don't go. The Hierophant is, you know, the classic institutions, governments, things like that. And this, where is it? The by the book card, I think, where was it? Oh yeah, it fell. Yeah, because we don't want it, right? Because it sucks by the book, doing things by the book, you know. Sometimes you just buy the book who wrote the book, you know, like fuck them. Embrace what makes you different, you know. Don't do things by the book just because it's the book. This is your path to success. Trust that your dreams are on the way to becoming a reality. Stand tall in your individuality and go after what you truly desire. Exactly. You know, doing things by the, that's what I got, man. I swear. Spirit works, I'm telling you. Because that's what I was feeling. It's like when I got by that by the book card, it was just like, what? By the book? Fuck the book, you know? Like, do your own thing. Obviously, be in integrity and in honor, but do your own thing. You know, you don't have to do things by the book. Be authentically you. Be compassionate to other people. You don't have to hurt people. But, you know, obviously, if people are coming at you or whatever, have boundaries, stand your ground, tell your truth, and move on. And it's time, Saggies, to, like, you know, get whatever's not working for you, you know, make a plan to exit, or, you know, whatever, or say no to that relationship that's not working, or, you know, anybody that's not working out right now is the time to release them, especially during all of these retrogrades. So yeah, that's what I have for you. I think once you make the decisions to let go of this bad energy that's around, whether it's you causing the bad energy or somebody else, it seems like more so it's somebody else causing this like kind of negative energy, this wanting to fight, competitive kind of energy. Once you let it go, you'll see that you won't be stressed, you won't be in your head, you won't be, you know, like stressing out about it, and the wheel of fortune will change in your favor to bring you more joyous times, especially coming up for your season. So so that was it, you guys. I hope that was helpful. I do wish you a good week, and I will be back for another reading next week. Love you guys so much. Bye.